Should it be Memo Ochoa or Luis Malagon? It is come up that now we've got a goalkeeping controversy here with the Mexican national team. Let's get some opinions from first those involved. Andres Guardado, no longer involved, retired now from the national team, but he says, quote, right now I think Malagon should be the starter. Okay, so that's somebody who's no longer involved. What about the guys currently involved? Jesus Gallardo and the aforementioned Orbelín Pineda. What do they have to say about Mexico's goalkeeping situation?
Obviamente se respeta mucho la trayectoria de Memo. Creo que Malagon y también Julio vienen haciendo las cosas muy bien. Son porteros que, como te digo, han trabajado muy bien en el torneo en sus equipos y bueno, por eso están acá. Bueno, creo que eso dependerá ya de Jimmy quién juega o no, pero creo que hay que respetar también a Memo que por toda la jerarquía, por todo lo que ha logrado.
Pues yo le diría que cualquiera, la verdad por algo los escoge Jimmy, ¿no? Son grandes porteros los que están. Tiene nuestro respaldo, tú sabes que Memo tiene una experiencia impresionante, Malagón la está pasando de la mejor manera, Julio viene trascendiendo, tiene una jerarquía impresionante, entonces nuestro respaldo está en cualquiera de los tres. Yo la verdad que prefiero no opinar y tengo la confianza de los tres en cualquier momento.
What an absolute horrible question to ask your teammates. That they have to pick. You know what you say?
That's the press for you.
You pay me what you're paying the coach, and then I'll make that decision. That's the coach's decision. You go there. I'm not telling one of my teammates they should be playing or not.
What do you think
of the?
Me? But there was something, if you read between the lines there, especially I think not with Orbelín, but with Gallardo, when he says hierarchy, some would interpret that as Memo over Malagon, right?
Well, let me tell you what. Between the three goalkeepers, there's 152 appearances for the Mexican national team. 148 are Memo Ochoa.
Memo Ochoa, yeah.
That's a reality.
That's a significant hierarchy.
So when you talk about hierarchy...
What's that worth when he's getting shelled playing for the last place?
Well, he's not getting shelled anymore because he just lost his position in Serie A with Salernitana. Excuse me.
We're on their what? Fifth manager?
Fourth or fifth manager? Fourth. Yes. So he's no longer a starter there, and
so
you have to wonder.
Too deep into his club form.
You have to wonder how much longer he will be a starter here. Now I'll go back to Andres Guardado. Andres Guardado is if anybody has the authority to speak on the Mexican national team, it's a guy that's the all-time leader in caps for the Mexican national team, one of the best club careers and national careers in Mexican player history. Talking about his friend, talking about a guy who's godfather to one of his children, that he's very close to, and he's saying he's coming to an end. What he needs to, and there's more to that, there's more context to it, he needs to realize that he should take a step aside and still go to the World Cup, but in a different facet. Maybe a la Rafa Marquez in 2018 in that World Cup, where it's more leadership.
But I think that has to be a conversation.
Well, and that's the thing.
Coach, when you have that, when you've done what you've done for any team, and Memo's done that for the national team, that there needs to be that conversation with the coach and say, hey, look, I don't know. I think it's past. I would love to have your experience in the squad. I'd love it, but I understand if you're going to say, I don't want to be away from my family. I don't want to be away from this if I'm not going to play. And
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Who works for who here? Memo Ochoa for Jimmy Lozano or Jimmy Lozano for Memo Ochoa?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I have my doubts.
And that's a problem.
No,
with that hierarchy
it is a problem. It is a problem. I want to pull an Orbelín Pineda and say, I don't want to give my opinion, but I get paid to give my opinion. And I see it both ways. There's something I heard, and I asked someone who's involved with the situation, and something that I feel needs to happen. I feel that conversation already took place between Jimmy Lozano and Guillermo Ochoa. Because it's not only Andres Guardado saying that. I think there's a reason why Andres Guardado is publicly saying that. I think he's onto something. I think he knows something. Otherwise, he doesn't go out of his way and talk about his guy, his boy. That's Guillermo Ochoa. Yeah. They grew up together in the national team.
We're projecting a lot to the future here. Who would you start in this game?
So that's my second point. That's what I would do. I would start Ángel Malagon because he's in really good shape. He's not only the best goalkeeper in Mexican soccer right now, his form is amazing. Look, America's playing really well. It's not like Guillermo Ochoa has to stop 20 shots per game, right? And maybe he stops 16. Ángel Malagon gets 3-4 shots per game, and he stops 3-4 shots per game. Right. That's how good he is right now. And he's 27 years old. It's not like he's
right
a
there.
young...
He's right where he needs to be.
Right now.
Yeah.
He's played 4 times for the national
team. If you're going to pick your goalkeeper for the 2026 World Cup, you got to...
So either,
you got to know.
So Matt, what I would say, you either have to make a decision. You have to say, Memo, look, I'm going to give you the Nations League as your farewell.
Your last chance saloon.
No, not last chance. Because, look, there's no.
Because you don't want him to take advantage of that chance.
When you have 150 games, it's not your last chance. It's like it's either time or it's not time. And if you're saying it's time, then say, you know what, we'll let you go out on your terms, or we're going to make that decision for you. And that decision is going to be Copa America, because I don't know if Mexico can be successful in Copa America with Memo.
But isn't it too much for Angel Malagon if you don't give him reps as a starter with the national team?
Big tournament.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if that's going to be the case, then I'd rather Angel Malagon starting Nations League against Panama, and if things go
Somebody
well,
has to make a
against
decision.
the U.S.
And that's what coaches
Honestly,
are paid for.
I feel from having conversations with people involved, I feel that that combo between Jimmy Lozano and Guillermo Ochoa.
But what if Ochoa says to him, I'm still the best?
Hell with that, yeah.
And then you're like,
he probably feels that. He probably feels that.
To give you,
but it's not about being the best right now, because there may be a case where maybe he's still better than Luis Malagon.
That's the thing here, is that Luis Malagon is not, to me, like some superstar in Europe who's knocking down the door.
Yeah.
He was great against Honduras, heroic performance there. Good to see, he's playing well for America. But I think...
Remember that goal he gave up?
Yeah,
he's got his errors as well.
I'm not exact. Yes, I think there's a gap between saying, like, we're ready to move past Memo and, we got a number 2 who we're sure.
So what I will say to that,
I would also say the opposite about Memo. I think Memo's played way better for the national team
than club
than he does for club.
Well, he's on terrible club teams.
Well, except when he played for America.
What I will say, what I will say about that is, it's tricky right now. If this is a one-off game and it's the World Cup, maybe you make the decision. But knowing the World Cup is so far away and that he will be 42 years of age,
Is it time?
Is it time?
Is it time?